Okay, problem number 20 is exactly the same as problem 17, but just a different picture. So, we got our two capacitors that are in parallel because they are sharing two of the same wires, and that is in series with this guy down here. So this time they tell us the capacitances and they tell us the charge on Q2, and they want us to find the potential from A to B and also the charges on the other capacitors, C1 and C3. So let's start out looking at capacitor number 2 because that's the one they gave us extra info about. So C2. So we know that Q equals CV. We have Q, we have C, so let's find V. So V equals Q over C, which is 30 times 10 to the minus 6 coulombs over 3 times 10 to the minus 6 farads, which is 10 volts. So that's the voltage drop across C2. Because it's in parallel with C1, that means that the voltage drop across C1 is also 10 volts. Blam, blam. So from that, we can find the charge across C1, Q equals CV. So C1 is 6 times 10 to the minus 6 farads. V is 10 volts. So Q is 60 microcoulombs. Alright, so now down for C3. We know that this combination is in series with this combination. So let's find the equivalent capacitance of C1 and C2. So they are in parallel, which for capacitors means we can just add them together. C1 plus C2. So C1 is 6. C2 is 3. So the equivalent capacitance is 9 microfarads. So now we have a circuit that looks like so. 9 microfarads and C3 down here with 5 microfarads. So we know the voltage drop across this dude is 10 volts. So we can find the charge across these dudes from Q equals CV. So we have 9 times 10 to the minus 6 farads times our 10 volts. So the total charge that goes across there is 90 microcoulombs. So that means if these dudes have 90 microcoulombs, then these dudes have to have 90 microcoulombs because they're in series. So Q3 is 90 microcoulombs. So now that we have that, we can get the voltage across 3 from Q equals CV. So V equals Q over C. So we have 90 microcoulombs over 5 microfarads. Our micros cancel out. And 90 divided by 5 is 18. So 18 volts. So I have 18 volts across this dude, 10 volts across this dude. So adding those together, the voltage from A to B is 18 volts plus 10 volts is 28 volts. The end.